Yo, yo.
Yo, check, Mike. Hoy,
Basta.
here again. Good evening, guys.
Oo nga. Parehas tayo na-block ulit. Or parehas
Yeah,
tayo na-block ngayon, Joe. Ano meron?
that means it's neutral, kumbaga. Here we are not bullish, we're not bearish. Yeah.
Ganda
So
yan.
how are you, pal?
Good. Nag-dinner. And ready to share some insights and stuff. Ang napansin ko, Joe, medyo nagiging active na yung Discord natin, no?
Yeah, so we are actually, gaining some members in our Discord. So you guys, thank you for the support.
Oo, hindi lang ano eh. I mean, hindi lang yung sa mga members. I mean, yung iba din nag-share ng trades, which is nice to see. Yung trading forum natin na yung sa English area, may mga nagte-trade dito, tapos magaling yung trades nila kasi they have like the proper support assistance, they have their different sets, they do Elliott waves and stuff na di ko na ginagawa. So it's nice to see
Yan.
that people are learning from you or people are sharing what they know.
Ayun. So nagiging ano na siya no kumbaga natural yung engagement natin at saka conversation natin doon sa Discord. Which is a good thing to start, no? Growing a community like this. So you guys, no, kung wala pa kayo doon sa Discord, yeah, we are actually sharing insights. No, we learn from one another because we believe that this is a community. Yeah.
Oh, tapos ano, we have one thing that's gonna happen tomorrow, no? It's finally to check what is our analysis on our top 10 coins. Mentioned that last week eh. Medyo good gains tayo, but how good is it for the end of the month, no?
Ayun.
Th-
Napansin ko
And then I think
marami
yung ano,
tayong yes.
hindi, I think yung ano lang, next month for March, meron na naman tayong isang pang set eh.
Ayun, napaka-exciting nun ah.
Oo.
Me also, I'm also excited, no? Knowing that all of these things are actually done through research talaga, no? But this is not
Mm.
all financial advice, guys.
Oh, non-financial advice. I mean, research lang naman siya. I mean, if you wanna check it out, these are the coins that we're checking out. Siguro ano lang, what is the space that you are looking forward for sa March? Is it NFTs, ZK, or like LSDs? Ano yung nakikita mo sa side mo, Joe?
Yung mga nakikita ko kasi is actually we are no, yung mga narrative na ZK, no? Like for example, yung Matic, no? March is a Matic month kasi they are moving into ZK this month, no, which is March.
Eh?
So, kumbaga magkakaroon na naman ng traction yung mga ZK projects nun. So, I'm actually looking for it pa, no? How about
Yeah.
you?
Ano kasi, meron din akong parang inaaral na project called Matic. Eh, di parang
Oh.
parehas lang. Hindi, wait lang. Wag na natin patagalin pa kasi may
Sure.
ano eh. Meron din yung sa community question about Matic which we will share today. So, ano
Yeah.
lang. I'll just give an intro. Good evening guys who is here sa mga papasok pa lang. Please come in sa mga Filipino, kamusta kayo? Good evening. Sana kumain na kayong dinner to the English community members. Hello, we speak English here. Sometimes we speak in Tagalog, Taglish, Konyoish. So anyway, this is Unfold, where we discover, learn, and share about cryptocurrency and the market, unfolding new crypto insights so
So
you
you
don't
don't have
have
to.
to. Yon, that's our
Yun.
favorite intro, Joe, no? This is how
Yeah.
we kickstart our Unfold series, open and
Yeah.
close, no?
So,
As
kamustang market ngayon, Pao?
ano
Based
eh,
in your screen, nakikita ko dito meron kang pre-present na United States ISM eh.
Oo, wait lang. Ima-magic screen ko muna para makita ng community. Pupush ko lang.
Yan.
Sheng! Ganyan. So anyway, ang nakikita ko sa macro, it's not much, no, compared to January. January kasi, ano eh, very bullish. You could see the signs of bullishness. Sa February, it's okay. I mean, there's ups and downs here and things. I remember pinag-usapan natin yung core PCE last week and it was
Yeah.
neutral, di ba? So there
Mm,
wasn't
yeah, yeah.
really much of a bullish or bearish sentiment there. It's people just really staying on their ground on what's the current price. So what's happening actually this week? Just want to give a shout out to our research bro, si Dazai, who does our macro research. Thank you, research bro Dazai, who is here. He shared to us about US ISM manufacturing PMI. So ano ba to? So US ISM is known as the Purchasing Manager Index. So ito monthly indicator siya of US economic activity based on purchasing managers at more than 300 manufacturing firms. So this is like a key indicator of the state of the US economy. So basically, US economy dependent or affected though. So this indicates levels of demand for products by measuring the amount of ordering activity at the nation's factory. So pretty much this is more on product manufacturing. So products and goods. Here, the key sign here is that this reflects either economic contraction. We're having quantitative tightening right now. Ibig sabihin, hindi tayo nagpiprint ng US dollars, money printer is not going burr. So this also shows that we saw this forecast. So this was posted nung first day of the week, Monday. The forecast is 48. Here, what we're showing here is that if PMI is greater than 48, it's kind of bearish. It's expansion. If it's less than 48, it's contraction. Why are we looking at it as bullish if it's less than 48? Because contraction during our current state, which is tightening, means less likely of inflation flaring up. It means that we are controlling inflation. So this can also be interpreted as quantitative tightening doing its work. So it's handling the supply of the dollar. Yun. So what's the status here? Which is this? The recent result, it's less than 48, which is a good sign. So we didn't see much of an impact macro-wise on like a bearish sentiment or price going down. But somehow, medyo flat tayo dito. Yun yung nakikita ko sa macro. So how do you compare it sa Bitcoin naman? I mean, this is just like it isn't as strong as CPI or FOMC. So I don't know, just something that worth noting for this week.
Yeah, ayun. So good to hear from you, Pao, about this data, coming from, of course, the US data that is been released throughout the month, no. Let's see first maybe siguro pa yung US dollar natin, no, kasi it has a direct effect on how the economic status of the US works. So let me share my screen magic.
No. Magic muna natin.
Yeah, magic muna.
Mahilig tayo mag-magic dito. Yeah.
So ayun. So basically guys, no, kung makikita mo dito ngayon, actually last previous unfold, no, we have talked about this one, no, na magkakaroon ng significant increase ng US dollar along last week, no, and ngayon is ayun, no, pumunta talaga siya dun sa resistance niya, which is the 105, and it so happened na we can see some rejections in this area, no, so 2 rejections already, and we can expect that this area will be broken, but again, it's based on how the economic data is being released in the US. Now, like for example, this coming March, we will have FOMC. Ano ba yung expectation mo sa FOMC ngayong March, Pao? Are you bullish? Are you bearish?
Macro-wise, kasi we did a lot of interest rate hikes to 2022. So this is pretty much just controlling inflation. I mean, there's still gonna be rate hikes. I think 25 BPS, ganun. But not as strong as last year. So definitely, baka bumaba pa. I mean, it's still dependent on the announcement kay FOMC. So we'll see. But in terms of impact, feeling ko we're gone out of like the bearish impact. Or I mean the strong bearish impact for announcements.
Ayun. So, eto kasi, no, kung makita mo dito sa weekly kasi, there is a bearish retest dito na nangyayari. And that is in the lower time frame that what we are seeing a while ago is the 105. No? So, it's a confluence actually na nagkakaroon ng parang rejection dito. No? So, it's a kind of like bearish retest for me na kung baga Pao, no, if the FOMC result this coming March would be somehow a continuation of good sentiment to the market, it means there will be somehow a drop of the US dollar index dito. So, kung mapapansin nyo, no, there is a rejection here in the trend line. Yun.
Oo nga,
So,
tama yung
hopefully,
trend line, no? I mean,
yeah.
mas ibig sabihin malakas yung resistance natin ngayon dun sa dollar index, no?
Yeah, malakas yung resistance natin ngayon dito. Kasi knowing that this is the parabolic trend eh. Yung
Mm.
tinatamaan niya dito is yung parabolic trend which is may rejection dito. So
Oo.
hopefully, hopefully.
Siguro what does DXY mean dito, Joe? Para lang ma-share sa mga bagong nanonood dito sa Unfold. What does it mean
Yeah,
if DXY go down?
when DXY go down, guys, it means that Bitcoin would pump. I don't know. SP 500 no, would have a direct effect on this, no, which is the stock market and stock market. I mean, Bitcoin follows stock market, so Bitcoin would also up. Yeah, so
Ah,
dollar index down, Bitcoin up. Yun, as simple
ah,
as that.
cheat code pala
All
to,
right.
no?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ready ka na ba mag-pump yung mga Bitcoin mo dyan, Pao?
Matagal na. I mean,
Ha?
since 2017 pa gusto mag-pump yung Bitcoin ko.
Ayun.
What does
Okay.
Bitcoin say ba? I mean,
Ayun. So,
going to that.
yeah, no, knowing that the month already closed kahapon, no, so of course we need to see also the monthly structure of the Bitcoin ngayon. So kung mapapansin mo pa, if you have noticed, guys, no, there is already a breakout of the trend line in the monthly chart. So ano yung ibig sabihin nito? That means the downtrend, the downtrending of the price from the top, which is kailan ba to? November, no? That
Ah,
was 68,000. So there is already a change of momentum. There is a change of market structure in terms of the downtrend. Kasi there is already a consistent 2 months na nasa labas ng trend line yung candle natin. So if we are going to compare this pa with the macro, if you are going to see this one, nangyayari din ito last 2017. Now there was also a breakout of the downtrending in the macro, and also in last 2015 there was a breakout, and then it was already followed by up only throughout the preceding years. So
mm.
what's your thought about this one, Pao? In the macro level?
If you compare it to 2013, right after its breakout, there's still a retest. So there's still a chance of
Yeah,
retest to that trend. But macro-wise, if you follow history, so history doesn't repeat, but it rhymes, diba? Every time it breaks
yeah,
out, better or higher chance for it to move higher. So that's just based on history. So parang ang strategy ko nito, we've been mentioning it since November din, is that you just cost average in. Kasi this is a monthly chart, diba? It means the
yeah.
price volatility is big. So if you um trade this in perps futures, your stop loss is big also. So parang
Mm-hmm.
spot buying or dollar cost averaging is good for me based on this.
Yeah. So you guys, if you are an investor and if you are a long-term believer of the Bitcoin and the technology, so now this is really the time for you for us, no, to accumulate something, no, that you have belief in. Yeah.
Mm.
So what's currently happening pa in the micro level, no, which is the daily time frame. So ito kasi yung inaabangan natin ngayon, no, kung ano
Oo.
ba talaga yung mangyayari dito. So actually, I'll be just giving you two scenarios, which is the bearish and the bullish. Unahin muna natin yung bearish, tsaka bullish. Yung bearish scenario dito, guys, is that the price currently is actually forming a rising wedge. No? So, what is a rising wedge? Rising wedge is actually a bearish reversal pattern. So, ito yung nangyayari dito before, no, in the last year, that was August. It was also forming a rising wedge dito. So, parang nagre-replicate. So, kung baga, if we gonna plot it, andito tayo ngayon, no,
Mhm.
there is one more pump, and hopefully, no, hindi niya ano to, no, I mean hopefully invalidate niya yung bearish pattern na to. So hopefully it will go up,
Mhm.
breaking up. Yun. So that's my the bearish would be playing this pattern because this is a bearish pattern,
Oo.
and then bullish pattern would be invalidating this one kasi meron tayong tinatawag dito na point of interest, no, which is somehow maraming liquidity na nakalagay dito, no,
Mm.
above 25,000. So
Yes.
yun.
So parang kung i-short or like TLDR, which means too long didn't realize, or right now realize kasi hindi tayo nagbabasa, too long didn't read yun eh. Parang if Bitcoin breaks down 23K, likely it's bearish towards like kung fib levels, it's gonna be around the 0.618 or maybe within that supply zone that's highlighted in dark
Yeah,
green.
yeah.
Ganun. Okay.
Yeah,
But since I'm a
exactly.
bullish person, I'm hoping to pump. Look, it's likely na we have some or like break barriers in 30K levels, no? That's where key
Exactly.
liquidity is in for people to
Yeah.
sell. Oh.
But anyway, Pao, no, we are actually locally bullish when we look at Bitcoin right now above 20K. So that's the parameter actually, no. So I'm bullish, no, that's my bias. Above 20K, Bitcoin is bullish. So can you just imagine, no, the price is holding above this for how
Oo nga.
many months? Yeah.
Mm.
So yeah, but how about the bearish scenario, Pao, no? I'm
Mm.
gonna going to support this with some on chain. So I'll be sharing something no sa on-chain natin which is ang tinatawag natin na no address muna. Can you
Mm.
see it?
Yep.
And so basically the 1,000
Mm.
tawag dito address with
Addresses.
balance 1,000 yeah addresses is actually not moving. So when we say it's not moving, hindi siya sumasabay sa price. If you have noticed dito pa no, meron siyang divergence na nangyari. So pataas yung price at the same time yung nag-hold ng BTC above 1,000 is not moving. So pababa siya. So
Mm.
ganun. So that means hindi pa sila gumagalaw kumbaga. You know,
Mm.
yung mga whales. But I
So,
know that they are accumulating.
mm. So parang
Yun.
Joe, ano, ibig sabihin nito, this is a chart tracking addresses that is holding 1,000 Bitcoin worth. No, these are actually holders or users in the network. You can
Yeah,
easily track
exactly.
on chain because on chain is an open ledger. It's a transparent, anyone can see, and then you just graph it in. So parang looking at this, no, yung holders with 1,000 BTC are actually selling.
Yeah, exactly. No?
Mm,
So, kumbaga, they are not supporting with the up of the price currently. No, yun.
right.
And another thing pa, no, is that I'm gonna going to share this on chain also, which is the miners. No, so share screen. Tadang, wait lang, stop.
Mag magic musical chairs muna, magic chairs muna tayo. Magic
All
switching.
right. And
Oo. Sige,
then,
shout out muna ako dun sa viewer natin si Jobert Calinog Erod. Just thank you for sending 100 stars, no. 2 weeks na siya nag-share.
ayun.
Bait mo naman. Thank you.
Wait.
Nag-ano lang, naglalag lang yung medyo may technical difficulties lang tayo konti. Hang tight, guys. Um, yeah, we're working on some stuff, but also we are just blank. I mean, kita ba? I think nintay lang natin yung no, mag-ayos yung screen natin. Well, while waiting for the screen to fix, some of the agendas that we'll be sharing also is about Coinbase. Uh, yun. Sige, I think ako muna mag-share Joe habang nag-ayos ka ng screen mo.
Ayun na siya.
Ayan na ba siya? Ayun.
Ayun. Wait, for a while. So, sorry for the technical difficulties.
Oh, medyo medyo
Yun.
boomer eh. Boomer kami ni Joe.
Ayun, so we are back, guys. So ito na no, the next on-chain that I'm going to share to you is actually the miners. So Pao,
Mm,
miner is very important no to track with in terms of holding the supply of Bitcoin kasi sila yung nagmamine di ba ng supply ng Bitcoin. So that means they're also holding large portion of it, right?
mm.
So kung baga pa, if you have noticed here, the reserve of the miners is going down also. So this also would support actually the bearish scenario that we have talked a while ago. No? So the price is
Oo.
increasing and the miner reserve is decreasing. So what's your thought about this one?
Actually, on chain, the Bitcoin wallet addresses that are more than 1,000, you could actually correlate them to miners kasi the
Yeah.
miners are actually the ones mining the Bitcoin to verify transactions, di ba? So since Bitcoin miners are selling, most Bitcoin miners are actually the holders of more than 1,000 Bitcoin. So this connects together. So if there's selling pressure from miners, these are the whales that are selling Bitcoin. It's likely na there's difficulty for Bitcoin in terms of price to pump because of the selling pressure nga.
Yeah. So this up to date to no yung pinipresent natin because it happened just this few days no na merong nagsisend ng 400 at least 400 BTC sa exchanges. So there is an inflow towards the exchanges and it's kind of like bearish sentiment no for the market because it's a selling.
Mm,
Yan.
selling
Now,
pressure.
next we'll have a education series.
Oo. Meron
So,
kasing
ready na
ano, 'di ba?
kayo?
Ito
Yeah,
ata galing sa community natin, Joe, no? Ang mga tanong nila, uy, paano mag-trade using volume? Paano ba ang volume profile? How do you use
exactly.
that for trading? Ganun. Ako, hindi ko kasi masyadong ginagamit yun. Kaya ang sinasabi ko, makinig na lang kayo kay Joe. So, Joe, paturo naman. How do you use volume?
Okay. So, how do we use volume? Okay, so Pao, volume is very important in terms of trading or seeing the trend of the market. Kasi yung volume kasi isa siya sa mga indicator na tinitingnan talaga natin, Now, today's educational series, guys, we are going to talk about volume. Okay, so what is volume? Ano ba yung volume? Volume is actually a trading it's a sum of all trading for a particular coin, whether it is coming from the centralized exchange or centralized exchange. That means, guys, na kung baga, it's either buying or selling. It's a volume.
So
Alright.
kumbaga
So,
it's like the buying and selling activity
yeah,
within a time frame. So kung daily
yeah.
trader ka, in daily time frame may volume 'yon na
Mm-hmm.
kung ilan yung volume na in buying and selling happened in that particular day.
Yeah, exactly. No?
Okay.
So, yun, hindi lang siya purely guys no, because others would think that volume is just a selling volume, buying volume. No, it's not. It's a combination of both. Yun. Yun yung volume. Now, what is the purpose of volume? Okay. Actually, the main purpose of volume talaga is to identify if the market has liquidity or no, or trading activity. Can you just imagine, Pao, if you are a trader and you will trade the market without activity,
Boring.
how does it feel? It's boring, right? So like for
Mm,
example, it feels like it's weekend kasi weekend don't have any trading volume eh. No, kung baga
mm,
yun yung sinasabi natin palagi pag weekend kasi close yung mga banks, close yung mga institutions. So most likely pag walang volume, it's boring. So that is why
mm.
the purpose of volume is to identify if there is liquidity or not. Yun. So of course, how is volume used as trading indicator? So has been one of the best tool that the trader use in terms of trading, which is the volume. So paano ba siya ginagamit? It's actually identified the trends continuation. So kung baga guys, na 'di ba, meron tayong sinasabing trend reversals. Pag trend reversal, mag-iiba yung trend ng market. So volume dictates this one or can be seen in the market.
Mhm.
Yun. So again, no, how do we use volume in terms of trading? Trading, it identifies the trend continuation or trend reversal. So dalawa lang yun siya. Yun.
Nice.
Ikaw pa,
Hmm,
um, what do you think will happen if the trend reverses? 'Di ba meron siyang mga selling pressure, 'di ba? For
mm.
example, pag pababa yung market, no. So usually no, doon natin tinitingnan yung volume. Ayun.
Parang ano 'no, 'pag pababa yung trend tapos madaming volume, madaming sellers, pero 'pag pababa na yung volume, wala na or konti na lang, wala ng
Yeah.
sellers.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Now, how
potential
can we
reversal.
clarify? Yes, yes, exactly.
Okay.
Now, how can we clarify? How can we clarify the things that Pau is talking about a while ago? Like pataas yung price, tapos pababa yung volume. Actually, that's what we call price volume relationship. No, when we say price volume relationship, guys, no, it's a kind of volume analysis. Now that sometimes it needs to be correlated Bakit? Kasi it's very important. Now, for example, dito, when the price increases and also the volume increases, then the uptrend is supported by volume. So how can you identify the volume in the trading view? So yung trading bar, no, yung volume bar na nasa baba. Yan. So you just need to enable it for you to see the volume bars. Yun. Pag pataas naman yung price, tsaka pababa yung volume, the uptrend is not supported by volume. So ano yung magiging strategy natin doon? Exit long entry and look for short entries because it's a sign that the market would reverse soon. Yun. And also, no, pag nag-decrease yung price volume, nagtataas yung volume, the downtrend is supported by volume. Okay? So look for short entries. And then the last one is that when the price decreases and the volume also decreases, the downtrend is not supported by volume. So that means ang pag yung price pababa tapos yung volume din pababa, no, it means yung selling pressure is not supporting the downtrend of the market. That means maghahanap ka na ng long entry. Yun.
Ang dami
So,
yatang ano, no? Ang daming mga patterns dito na regarding sa volume. Medyo
yeah.
nakakahilo din actually at the start. Pero siguro, Joe, i-share mo naman to sa community natin sa Discord, right?
Yeah.
Oo. So
Basically,
to those who didn't really get it, we have our educational channel in Discord. This will be included. Si Joe will include it there in case you want to go back and learn about volume. Very important. Very, very important.
exactly. All right. So now I'll be for the last three slides, I'll be giving you an example, an exact and real example of how the volume and price actually looks like. So ito no. For example, no. This is actually the real case for Bitcoin right now, wherein the Bitcoin price is actually increasing and the volume is decreasing, the volume bar is decreasing. So, ano yung conclusion natin dito? The uptrend is not supported by volume. That means, sooner or later, there might be a reversal. Yun. Tapos, ito naman, another scenario, I think this was last January 11 when the price pumped. So, there was a up of the price and as well as the up of the volume, no? The volume increase. So ano yung conclusion natin dito, Pao? Meaning the uptrend is supported by the volume. Meaning healthy yung pag-up ng price. So the trend may continue. Okay, nag-continue nga siya hanggang 25,000. And then usually the strategy is look for long entries. Yun. And then the last one would be here, no, pababa siya parehos. This is H bar actually, no, that I have an example here. So H bar is going down and then the volume also decreases. So this means that the downtrend is not supported by the volume. So the trend may reverse soon or kumbaga yung strategy natin dito is look for long entries and exit and close your short entries. Yun. So
Nice.
guys, this is not a financial advice. This is a kind of strategy, that really fits for me as a trader. So I'm using volume as one of my indicator. Yun.
Mm.
So if you want to learn this further, you can come into our group chat and I'll be sharing this to you and also the educational part further.
Yun, thanks Joe. Gusto ko din actually yan matutunan eh. I mean, I used volume before, pero this one would help. Tanong ko siguro, Joe, does this work in any time frame? Kunwari, I trade at the 1 minute, joke lang, mga 1 hour time frame. Ganun.
Yeah. This actually works in multi-time frame. So all you need to do also, guys, no, if that's a good question actually, Pao, no. All you need to do is to have a multi-time frame analysis. Kasi iba-iba kasi yung forma ng volume sa every time frame eh. Yun.
Mm, okay. Puti pa yung volume, no?
Oo
May
nga eh.
gamit. Di tulad ko. Joke.
Ayun. So I think
Nice.
there are still a lot of things that you want to share, Paul. I'm also excited to hear from you after this
Mm.
one.
Actually, there are a lot of announcements this week that could serve as a
Oh.
catalyst, no, for users to come in crypto
Mm.
and blockchain. One particular area is actually the US. Have you heard of Coinbase?
Yeah, of course. Now, Coinbase is a particular,
Uh,
sikat siya na
exchange.
exchange sa US. Yun.
Actually, so Coinbase is actually the largest sa US, no. And recently they partnered with Optimism. the Optimism team, they're gonna use the OP stack to build a layer 2. So they're building their own chain, parang siyang Optimism network or Arbitrum na mini-mention natin. And it's gonna be settled on top of Ethereum security network. So Ethereum is gonna be the settlement chain. And then the base network na ginagawa ni Coinbase is actually the layer 2. So it's the roll up, it's the execution layer. First off, sa mga taong hindi alam what Coinbase is a crypto exchange in the US that's registered, and it's one of the largest. They have 103 million users in 2022. So I'll just show you some fun facts about it. They have 9 million monthly transacting users in quarter 2. They have assets equal to 96 billion. They have 51.62% of Coinbase traffic it's from the US, and they hold Bitcoin makes 44% of all assets in Coinbase. So what happens if people who are in Coinbase start to find out about blockchain, decentralized applications, DeFi, cryptocurrency outside of a centralized exchange where they can try out different applications in the space? It's going to be a good catalyst for decentralization. So I'll just go into here. Quick reading about what is this about. So Coinbase will launch a layer 2 network built using Optimism's OP stack. What is Optimism? Optimism is a layer 2 solution where it's faster than Ethereum. So they use Ethereum security and consensus as well. And it's actually one of the biggest in terms of TVL. Actually, Optimism is growing so much. As shown by DeFi Llama, this is the TVL, total value locked, or the amount of money going in Optimism. It's continuously growing. And now that they're partnering with Coinbase, they're gonna use the OP stack, which is a developer toolkit na open source. Anyone can use it. And Coinbase is gonna use that to create their network. So will this be good? Of course, because the users will try this out. This is like Binance all over again. Di ba Binance make their own chain, BNB? Coinbase is
Yeah.
gonna create their base chain.
But Pao, I'm just going to ask you, if the base chain has a token, they don't have token, right?
Yeah, Base will not have a token kasi that's a
Yun.
good move eh. Kasi Coinbase is registered in the US. And there's a lot of regulations kasi. So if you start creating your own token, they might tag it as a security. Ito yung problema natin with BUSD right now eh.
Yeah, exactly.
Oo. Arbitrum doesn't have a token as well. So it works, di ba? There's a question here, no? Na invalidate ba ang reversal pag may FA? Yun. So I'm talking about fundamentals here. And then Joe talked about technicals. It doesn't really invalidate because what I'm sharing here is medyo, this is long-term eh. So, this is not yet built. So, hindi pa naman siya nag-launch. Second, this is just recently announced. There might be a pump with the coin shares of Coinbase. But this one will still take a while. So this is a long-term play for adoption. Ayun. But this is something that we want to take a look, especially their partners, which is Optimism. This is good news for them because they have a serious backing. Syempre, who else is going to go to Optimism, which is the Coinbase users. So yun. What is OP Stack? OP Stack is actually the toolkit. It's open source that has a vision to interconnect different chains. One of the issues that we have, kunwari, Joe, have you tried bridging from BNB chain to Arbitrum?
Yeah, of course.
Medyo mahirap, no? Madaming steps.
Yeah, there are a lot of complicated, complex steps.
Oo, so with what they're building here with their OP stack, which is the upgrade, which we call Bedrock, they're trying to create a super chain where everything is interconnected together. So that by the end of like the development of this, you don't need to know what chain you are, but you're actually using the application that's already decentralized. That's the goal that they're trying to do.
So kumbaga, Pao, it's a kind of discrete using this change that you are already using, but not knowing that you are already using.
Yeah, so parang if you're using Uniswap, you don't need to know if you're in Ethereum, in Arbitrum, in Optimism. You don't need to know that. You just need to know that you're using Uniswap. Yun lang. I
Parang
think
ano
that's
siya,
that's a goal.
Yeah, parang ano, for me, it's a kind of convenient thing, no? When
Mm,
it's finished.
mm. Yun. So, I think everyone's on the ethos of like decentralization, but it's fragmented. Eh. When I say fragmented, everybody's doing their own thing and nobody is talking to each other, which is kind of makes it complex. Eh. Kasi the liquidity is not shared, the mind share is not shared across. So people who are smart in this chain can't provide information to the other chain because they're not connected. So it's kind of fragmented, which optimism is like leading the pack for this one based on the recent announcement. No, well, there's still other projects like Layer Zero, but yeah, this is what we're talking about with Coinbase. So the implications here, TLDR, Coinbase good, Base Network good for global adoption. This is like long term. There's another one that I want to share actually tonight. There are people who have been asking fundamental analysis on Matic. So Matic is kind of bullish token for us with Joe for March. Joe actually has 99% of his portfolio in Matic. Hindi, joke lang. Ayun. People are asking what's Polygon? What's Matic about? Why do we care? Why do we need to know? So Polygon is a blockchain that has a lot of developments. Its token is Matic. In terms of market cap, yung valuation niya ngayon, it's 11 billion. It's one of the top coins. Why is it this much already accumulated in market cap? And it's because of the users. If I check on chain, what people are doing is like the increase of addresses. What I mean by addresses, the users who are using Polygon continuously increases over time. So people are using Polygon network for something. So what is that something? I want to check also in Polygon is that their TVL, the money that's in there, total value locked, is also increasing for the month of for the year of 2023. So pataas naman siya. So why? What's happening in Polygon? What are people doing in Polygon? So here in Polygon, what's happening is actually NFTs. So I'm not into NFTs. There's a community question, what's up with Matic NFTs? I also have no idea. Pero NFTs in Polygon are booming. So if you could see here, this is Rec Dogs. It's an NFT that looks like OK Bears. Kung naalala nyo, this is OK Bears sa Solana. Kind of looks like it. And I'm not sure what's this for. I'm not really into NFTs, but I checked the volume. Total volume is actually 339,000 Matic. So people are buying this and selling. It means there's a lot of activity going on. I think Rec Dogs, ano lang to eh, 1 week. 1 week pa lang lumabas. So, another project is actually here, Crazy Bears. So, NFTs are one of the hypes ngayon sa Polygon. People are buying. In terms of utility, I don't know. I'm not a NFT expert, but here's like a list of NFTs that you want to explore by OX Obsessed. If you guys want to degen around NFTs, here's like a list of what he has. Rec Dogs, he has Polygon API Club. So I'm not sure how do you research on this ones. I'm more of a DeFi guy and infra guy, but NFTs could be something for you guys to learn. If you want to see this thread, I will post it on Discord. Then you can look around. If you are an NFT degen and you want to play around that, sure, go in and try it out. There's a question here. Many are confused with Polygon. Is it a layer 2, a sidechain? How is it related to Ethereum? Can you clarify it for us? That is a very good question. No? Polygon is not a layer 2. So Polygon is actually a sidechain or a layer 1 chain because it has its own consensus, it has its own nodes. They just called it layer 2 because it was one of the first chains after Ethereum to launch by itself. They actually called it a sidechain first and then a layer 2, not because of the real definition of layer 2. So they stuck with the layer 2 definition for a long time and they didn't change it, but it's not a layer 2. So I'll just show you this one. Um, Actually, a definition of a layer 2 is a chain that uses Ethereum as its settlement layer. It means it's using the security, the verification of Ethereum. All the transactions of a layer 2, example, where was that? Example, si Optimism. Yeah. all of the transactions that's happening in Optimism is all settled on Ethereum. So they just roll the transactions in Optimism and they finalize that in the block in Ethereum network. Polygon has its own blockchain network. Okay, so everything consensus wise, finalization of transactions is all done in the network. But Polygon will be joining the layer 2 landscape. They will make their own roll up, which is one of the big things that we like with Joe because they are launching Polygon ZK. So Polygon ZK is an EVM. It's going to be a layer 2 using ZK naman. Zero knowledge proofs. So I won't dive into that, but it's different from what we have with Arbitrum and Optimism. Optimism and Arbitrum are using optimistic roll-ups. That's a different kind of roll-ups. It's a different kind of how they verify transactions. While ZK is zero knowledge. They verify transactions using zero knowledge. That's another kind of thing. If you want to dive deep into that, we have a fireside on Discord. I can share more of that for you. But meaning, if this launches, it's going to be faster. It's going to be more private. This is more scalable. That's where Polygon is like one of the things leading in infra. They're one of the first ones who will launch ZK, which is good. So ZK, good narrative. Another thing why Polygon is good is because of the business development that they have. Ayan. So, dito, sa pinapakita kong picture, Joe, ano yung mga alam mong brands dito?
Ayun, so as I can see with the picture, there are a lot. So Twitter, Instagram, actually these are big Web2 brands, traditional finance brands that I can see here in the picture.
Meron dito si Nike, Bentley, Instagram. Instagram kasi, naalala ko, they're playing with NFTs now.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's gonna be in Polygon.
Naalala ko before pa, yung speaking about NFTs, currently getting traction in the Polygon network. Di ba before that was Solana, to the extent that Solana chain got congested because of the NFT transaction before, and then parang ngayon parang hindi siya masyadong yung NFT transaction doon sa Solana compared now with the Polygon, which is somehow it's getting really traction currently.
Oo. I remember there's a project ata, I think it's Youths NFT na galing Solana. I think they're moving to Polygon because Polygon, good business development and a lot of things are happening. So they are the leading chain to bridge Web 2 to Web 3.
Yeah, exactly.
So
yun ang laki ng ecosystem ng Polygon, no?
They have Clinic, Dolce Gabbana, Givenchy, yung mga brands na ma-fashionistas or whatever. But they also have Disney. Yung nakakatawa lang. So that's Polygon. In terms of investment, it's still a good investment long run. But in terms of growth, it's 11 billion. No? This is a top 10 currency. Top 10. Yeah. But yeah, Polygon good. That's for one of the requests. So if you guys have requests, you can put it in Discord and then we can talk about it in our Unfold series or even in the Discord if you guys want to hang out. Ayun. The next one is actually GMX, GNS, Vela. So ano ba yung mga yun? We've been actually sharing about GMX for a long time. Nalala ko, kailan ba yung first natin na pinag-usapan ng GMX?
I think that was last year because we have started our Unfold last October. So mga ganyang November, I think December. I think during talaga FTX contagion. Kasi ito yung time na nag-boom yung mga decentralized perps .
Oo. Yeah, you're absolutely correct. So, noong October, pinag-usapan pa natin to ever since. If I want to just check the chart, ever since we talked about it and if people join in. If it's October, we were mentioning it since like around 30, 37, 36. And it's currently at 76. Oh, which is good. Good returns if ever people learned about it and tried it out. So, why are they growing? Gains Network, I want to show you the chart then. There, pump, it's going up for the past month. There's also Vela. It's growing there. It's steadily growing for the past month, this Feb. So why? Because naalala niyo yung FTX implosion. People were trading in FTX. They lost all their money in FTX. And they wanted to find another avenue to trade. People were scared about using Bybit, Binance, kasi nga baka mangyari yun. So where did they put their attention to? Decentralized exchanges like GMX. So ito, they're all perpetual trade. We're perpetual traders, di ba? Mga futures trader tayo. Tama, Joe, are you more in futures than spot?
Actually balanced lang pa, no. Usually
Mm.
I take some opportunities. Really, no, I'm really looking for right opportunities na in terms of like sa futures. Kasi risky kasi talaga yung future kasi sa spot eh, no.
Mm. That's true. Pero ang dami
Yun.
kasing ano eh, mga casino people, gamblers who wanna trade futures, no? And they didn't have a place. So
Yeah.
ang pinuntahan nila is GMX. And
Pero
GMX, because of that, I say go.
yeah. Pero I've heard daw na out of these three perp decks, yung
Mm.
Vela has the highest volume in terms of trading. How do you
Yeah.
see this scenario?
Yeah, that's a very good question, no? Perpetual decentralized exchanges thrive on trading volume. More trading volume, they have more fees, they earn more, which means their value of the project is higher. So GMX, sila yung una. That's why their market cap is at 642 million. But currently, their trading volume is at, where did it go? There we go. It's at 115 million yung trading volume nila for the past 24 hours. Gains Network is one of the competitors of GMX. What you can do is kasi sa GMX, you trade Bitcoin, ETH, Uni, yon. Sa Gains kasi, you can trade a lot. You can trade crypto, you can trade forex, you can trade stocks, indices, and commodities. This is all futures trading. So, yung trading volume nila for GNS is actually 103, almost the same as GMX. But the value of Gains Network now is half. So if Gains is at 235 M, GMX is 642, one third pala. So there's still room to grow for Gains. Gains is a good project kasi galing sila sa Polygon. And if you stake, they have a good staking system that is also derived from GMX. They also have GNS NFTs. If you have the NFT, yung spread mo is less. They give you more liquidity and efficiency for your trades. Yun. The last one is Vela. They're all the same. All these projects are the same. But Vela has one of the highest trading volume. If GMX is 115, GNS is 104, 103. Vela has 151. So mas madaming gumagamit ng Vela. There is more trading volume in Vela. But is Vela valued in terms of the market? Vela's market cap is at 45. So if I'm to compare the market, how Vela is valuing it with Gains and GMX, this is so undervalued because there's more trading happening in Vela than GNS, than GMX. So if that means there's more value to work in Vela, there's more room for growth for Vela. That's how I analyze things in a higher level. So if you want to dive deep into this more, you can go with the documents, but this is just one thing to value projects in terms of utility and market value. Yun. Another
By the way,
thing that
I
was
have a question with
sorry Joe,
you.
before your question, may nagsabi din dito from Kyle
Okay,
dahil
okay.
sa airdrop. Tama. May airdrop ang Vela. Good research, Kyle Largo. Kaya madaming nagfa-farm ng potential airdrop dito. Oliver also said, is it because of the airdrop speculations? Yes. So, value is good. We can see maybe token would pump before the airdrop. We'll see. Pero ano yung question mo, Joe?
Yeah, since these three are, decentralized perps, so trading happens within the system, no, which is the interface. How do you see the interface of these three
Yeah.
user interface? Yeah,
Yeah, it's
the UI
actually,
UX.
yeah, that's actually a good question. No? They're actually trying to copy what centralized exchanges do. So if you check Genesis, it's almost the same. So syempre, this is still like new. It's in a sense space. So people, there's still a room for iterations. But basically, what you can see in the chart is basically what you see in centralized exchanges. GMX is almost the same once you trade. Also for Vela, the only problem is the liquidity. There's not much liquidity compared to central exchanges yet. Hence the price movement or like the fees are kind of high as well because it's a decentralized exchange. You have to pay for gas fees. Ayan. But if you're a believer of the decentralized application or the decentralization ethos, you want to try this out. Why not try Vela? Kasi potential airdrop. You can stake if you don't trade. Diba? You're not gonna lose anything, and if you're gonna, I mean, you might lose on returns, pero at least you tried it out. Diba? That's for GemX Genes Vela. So thank you for the community who wanted to know more. If you wanna dive into this and you don't know how to go to Arbitrum, you might have a fireside chat, and then if you can come in, we'll share you how to go from Ethereum or from Binance to Arbitrum Eco and then try this out. Yeah. That's for the community questions. There's actually one. I think I will leave the BUSD FUD. I'll make it short lang kasi tinanong yun ng yung community what happens with BUSD. So BUSD is going down. Short story, it's because yung nagmamanage ng BUSD, Paxos, they were stopped by SEC to emit BUSD tokens. I mentioned this in our Discord announcement to be careful of BUSD. I'm not flooding it. It's still something that you have to take note of because the BUSD supply is going down because they're not minting or emitting any more BUSD tokens kasi they were stopped by SEC. Kasi they called BUSD as a security eh. Pero won't dive that further. Ikaw ba, Joe? May BUSD ka pa?
I have before, no, but kasi nilipat-lipat ko yung mga stables ko, so from BUSD, USDC, something like that, and USDT. Yan.
Yeah.
Parang,
No, that's good.
Parang exciting to nakikita ko sa screen pa. It's a Bitcoin halving. What about this one?
Mm-hmm. So this is the last that I want to share kasi one of the community members also asked, what's Bitcoin halving? Is it important? Do I have to know? I want to share this to the community because it's actually one of the important events that happens for Bitcoin every 4 years. So Bitcoin halving means rewards for miners will be cut in half. Bitcoin miners, what they do kasi transactions in the Bitcoin network gets validated and sent to the Bitcoin ledger, di ba? To get finalized. And for that to be finalized, it has to pass through an algorithm where the Bitcoin miners, the miners use computing power to finalize the transactions. And in return to that, they are awarded Bitcoin. So if you are a Bitcoin miner, you have like a setup to mine Bitcoins and finalize transactions, 2009, example, nasa 2009 tayo. Every block that you validate, you generate 50 Bitcoin. Now, kung paano every time mag-finalize ka ng block, 50 Bitcoin ka ng 50 Bitcoin. Eh di, ang daming Bitcoin. We reached already 21 million, the max supply, no? So, we inflated the supply immediately. And that's not good. In the economical things of supply and demand, you have to control supply. So, ang ginawa ni Satoshi Nakamoto, every 4 years, they cut it into they cut it in half. So 2012, the miner rewards is half to 25. 2016, it's half to 12.5. 2020, 6.25. And now we're looking forward to 2024 to half again. And each reward for a miner to validate blocks is at 3.125. What does this mean? It means that the supply is controlled. And if people are interested in Bitcoin, there is demand for Bitcoin. Supply is controlled. Supply is not increasing as high as before. There is supply shock, and hence price would increase. This is the basics of supply and demand. So how does it look in chart? Ang dami kong sinasabi dito. It doesn't make sense for me. I'm too much information, blah blah, ganun. So in terms of the chart, I want to share this. So I go here. This is the first halving. First halving was 2012, diba? I go back to the date. Nung nag-half ng 25, yung rewards, at 2012, we had the first cycle pump going to 2030. Next, it had a correction because price too much exponentially increased, nag-retrace. The next halving was 2016. I go back here, 12.5 blocks, 2016. After the halving, another pump. Okay. And then over exuberance, euphoria stage, we had to retrace again. The third halving recently was 2020. it was 6.25. Hati ulit yung rewards. And then we had another run. And now, we're at the retrace period because of overexuberance again. There's euphoria again. And if we look at 2024, I think we do the same thing. Kasi 3 beses na naulit eh. Yun yung nakikita ko dito. So, when is that date? 2024. April 26, 2024. That's the projected. But technically, it's in block number 210,000. Yun.
Yeah, kung baga Pao, no, this is a one of the bullish catalyst for the Bitcoin, no, to pump, no, in the macro perspective. So knowing that this year is gonna be a pre-halving year, so we are expecting that the price throughout the year 2023 is gonna be having a higher highs, no. Kung baga magda-dump man siya, but it will not gonna be creating lower lows again. So
Yeah.
kung baga niya, kasi if we are going to look at technically, in the chart, no, parang yun ding yung nangyari, no. So there's really a repeat of history, or the rhyme of
Yep.
history. Yun.
Yeah. So history tends to repeat itself but doesn't rhyme. But I just want to show you this. Ang laki kasi ng volatility in 2012. It's lesser in 2016 and it's lesser in 2020. It's just because the value of Bitcoin market cap is very high now. It's at 1 trillion ata or something. So
Yeah.
before kasi you just need small amounts of money, like X millions of dollars, to move the price. Hence, ang laki during the early years. So if you're an early Bitcoin holder, you have better returns. That's just it. It's just based on market cap value. It's at 450 million pala. Yun. So to move the Bitcoin price, you need a lot of money to just push it up. Yun. So it really depends on the adoption right now. Ayun. There's a question here. I mean, if you want to learn more about Bitcoin halving, definitely explore that because that's a nice thing to do. This is coinwars.com. You can check the time here. So the time that they're estimating, it's 1 year and 55 days. This is April quarter 2. Ganun. So, still good to check it out. My question dito, Joey. I'm not sure about how to answer this. Same question, bro, dahil nagawa ang Matic because malaki na ang value ng ETH. So, that malaki ang fee kapag nag-process tayo. Polygon Matic is the key. But what if tumaas din value ng Matic? Ano coin will launch? I think it's the thing for me is it's different. I don't really think of token price for this kind of thing. I think Matic or other layer ones launched after Ethereum because they wanted to solve the trilemma, which is security, speed, and transparency ba? Yeah. I forgot the third one. But in any case, like other layer ones, they are solving the speed part and the transaction fees part because Ethereum is expensive because it has a limit to verify transactions. It's kind of small. But other chains can accommodate more. Okay, it's cheaper.
I think the other one, Pao, that you want to mention is interoperability, part of the blockchain trilemma, right? Am I right?
Yeah. I think it's speed, security, scalability.
Yeah.
Sinabi din ni Research Bro. Thank you, Research Bro. I forgot. Best Research Bro ever. Scalability. Ayun. So, I think it's not on the price. It's more on accommodating the demand.
Yeah.
Ganun.
Exactly.
Kaya nilaunch yung Solana eh. Kasi they said, Ethereum's too slow. So, let's make our own chain. Ganun sila. Phantom did the same thing. Avalanche did the same thing. Ethereum for me is something like that na it's too congested or like that. That's why Ethereum is already upgrading to POS. Kaya that's why they switched to POS eh.
Tsaka yun din yung purpose ng why we have like layer 1, layer 2 to cater some of the extended transactions from the Ethereum.
Agree.
So yun siya.
Yeah, that's why there's layer 2s. That's why we have Arbitrum. That's why we have ZK. ZK rollups coming soon. We have Optimism Network. Ganun. Yeah. Thank you for the good questions. Why are the community very good? I love these questions. No. If you have more questions, come to the Discord. Let's talk more. I enjoy sharing core or foundation information, and I want to learn about your thoughts. Then to Mr. To Eman, let me know your thoughts about your analysis on this. I want to learn, like, I want to know then what's your thought about it. Why ganun yung analysis mo, no? But yeah, that's all.
There, I think
Oo.
there's a follow-up question here, Pao, no?
Mm, oo.
Any chances Bitcoin will switch to POS?
Highly unlikely. For me, kasi ano um, Bitcoin Maxi, their
Yeah,
core principle
exactly.
talaga is proof of work That is like the foundation security model that must not change. Ganun sila. I mean, POS is good because it's more on the carbon neutral or like carbon emissions thing. Diba? That's one. And then one is for the speed. But proof of work for on Bitcoin is like something as a sentiment to where blockchain cryptocurrency started. And Maxis won't really take that. Though possible, maybe I'm not saying it can't. Yung core devs, it's still something that should be passed as an improvement starts sa Bitcoin improvement proposal. People all agreed to launch Lightning Network.
Yeah. In my case also, maybe Kyle asked this question about the POS. It's because of the environment, but environment effect daw.
Mm-mm.
For me, kasi ngayon 'di ba, yeah, mining really matters in terms of Bitcoin. So today kasi meron ng mga tawag dito, sustainable energy that Bitcoin mining is using. So parang there is also an evolution of the mining part ng Bitcoin, which somehow makes Bitcoin identity stay as proof of work.
Yun lang. Yeah,
Yeah,
ang kalaban mo lang dun is the carbon emissions
yeah,
Yeah. But there's a study naman na actually banks themselves are actually expending more carbon than Bitcoin or miners in general. But anyway, that's a thing that we wanna share more in the Discord. If you wanna talk about this more in fundamentals, I enjoy these types of conversations. Come in. I wanna hear your insights then. Ayun. That's I think all for that for me. Uh
yeah.
yeah, we spent a good hour, no? Thank you for the one good questions, guys. Yeah, come in. Want to talk to you guys more. If there's anything that you want to know, we might have a fireside chat. Tama ba, Joe?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll update you siguro doon. And yeah, we'll give you guys an update sa Discord. Mostly covered up. So we're excited to share our investment not month research of the top 10
Research.
coins that we like. Ayun. Hindi siya investment advice that's financial advice shit. Ganun.
So keep your eyes tomorrow, guys, because we'll be posting the result of our, research tokens for the month
Mhm.
of February ba yun, Pao? Right? Am I right?
Yeah, month of Feb.
Uh,
Yun.
Yun.
All right. Thank you everyone to the people who are here and who have listened to us. Thank you for giving your time and enjoy the conversation for today. Anything else we want to announce, Joe?
Yeah, I think it's good all for my end.
Oo.
So just keep tune in our live every week, guys. So again, next week we'll also have our another unfold. Yun.
Yep. Thank you guys for watching. If you want to learn more, join our Discord. This is Unfold, where we discover, learn, share about cryptocurrency in the market. Unfolding new crypto insights so you don't have to. Ayan, nag-close yung screen natin. But thank you guys and bye-bye.